Okay, class, this is part 2 of Communication Tech, and we kind of left off on this slide where communication has affected all of these, good and bad. We got political, social, cultural, economic, and environmental. Well, think about the political process. We kind of talked about it briefly last time, but when something happens in politics, we can find out instantly the time it happens. Everybody has cell phones anymore. They record them. They put it on YouTube. They record events and then give it to Fox News and other organizations. So we literally have news anywhere we want it at any given time due to the fact that we have the internet and cell phones now together. So for a political process, we can see everything. They cannot go through and do something horrible and get away with it. We all know about every situation they're in at any given time. So political process is huge. Society, how's it been changed? Well, the cool part is you can learn anything that you want, anywhere that you want. That's really amazing to think about. When I was going through middle school and high school, just like you guys are, I had to go to the library to read a book to learn how to do something that I want to know. I didn't have the world's knowledge at the fingertips. Now, with that, it's good things, and it's also sprung some controversy on how we should be learning. But I think it's very convenient that I can get on YouTube, Google search something that I need to know, and have it instantly in front of me, instead of having to go and read through a book and then maybe find something about it. The downside to it, I talked to you before, we have no personal privacy. Social media has good and bad things, and the one bad thing is we have cyberbullying. But my biggest concern is our privacy. You could be at a ball game, somebody take a picture of you falling, just like every person in the world trips and falls sometime, but somebody recorded you this time and threw it all over the internet. Without your permission, you were plastered all over the internet, people making fun of you, poking comments, and you had no control whatsoever. So yes, personal privacy is gone. Another big one that I think is huge is our culture is changing the way we eat dinner. And I know my family, we try our hardest, and we don't talk on the phones during dinner. We don't have them out. We eat dinner just like we normally would. But I go to restaurants all the time and I see people having their phones out, texting, getting on the internet, playing games, while you should be enjoying the time together. So, like I said, I think the culture is changing a little bit because of the communication technology that's coming out. Society is just evolving around it all. So it'll be nice to see what all comes of this. How does it affect our economy? Guys, well, if something happens, we know instantly. So it could crash just like that because people will see something not going the way they want it, and then they will pull all their stocks out of the market, or it could go the other way. If you hit something really big as far as a company, and all of a sudden everybody knows about it, you're going to sell a lot of stock and therefore go up in price. So I believe almost everybody has a website anymore. So we just had Cyber Monday recently, and so if you think about that, on Cyber Monday everybody shops online. That's when all the deals are. So most people have utilized communication technology to their advantage. Everybody buys things online. So it's a new way to do shopping, and it's all because of technology has evolved around it. In our environment, we always take cautious of our environment. When we create all this technology, we have to make sure we dispose of it properly. There are battery charging or battery recycling centers. If you notice, you have your cell phone, and when it goes dead, you can replace your battery and put the recycled ones in the recycling battery container. Most stores have them. When we have inkjet printers, which is a form of communication, we print on flyers. Well, when we do this, the ink has to be disposed properly. You shouldn't just throw it away in your trash can. There are stations at most stores that you can take your ink cartridges and get them recycled the proper way. Now, future, guys, we don't know really what future is going to hold. It's so evolving so quickly, and it's kind of a neat thing. But here's some things that are happening. We're getting more examples of AI, which is artificial intelligence. We've got mobile robots. We've got speech recognition. That's huge. Wi-Fi is not really a future anymore. It's here, and it's going to be the only future of it. As I see, it's going to be worldwide. So right now we have a lot of places have it, but I think eventually there's going to be cities that have these, and so everybody in the city will have Wi-Fi, almost like everybody has water. It's something that's just built into the network of the city. So there's a lot of different new things coming out. I'm kind of, like I said, looking forward to it. But one of the main ones that's really catching on is speech. Once speech recognition catches, it's going to be one of the neatest things in the world. Right now you can type your paper by just talking into the computer. Now that right there is changing. It's getting better, and I think once it gets really good, it's going to be pretty easy to type a paper. You really won't need your fingers anymore. So I think that's very, very interesting on the way it's going. But like I said, speech recognition is one of the biggest growing parts of computers, and I think it's kind of a neat deal. Artificial intelligence, guys, you guys should already know a little bit about it. There are things that solve problems for us. For example, excuse me, if we had a manufacturing project and we had an assembly line like we had in class already, the computer makes maybe the manufacturing line has a problem. Well, that computer is actually going to solve that problem that we used to be able, we have to do by humans. But now the computer is smart enough to be able to solve and correct itself just by learning over and over. It'll correct itself, and we won't have that problem again. So that's what artificial intelligence is, basically solving problems that we normally would have to do ourselves. Okay, now getting into the graphic design aspect. That is what you're working with now with the Who in My project. Graphics are determined by these things. Who's it going to be, the medium used, the purpose of the message, and the nature of the message. Okay. Here's some steps. Identify your message. What is the layout? And then make a camera ready copy. In class, we go over the layout, symmetrical balance. We talk about asymmetrical balance. And what we're doing for your project is the Who Am I project, and we want to make sure it's asymmetrical. If you look at this picture here, this looks pretty symmetrical. You divide it down the middle and everything's pretty much equal on both sides, and we like to do it asymmetrical just to make it more pleasing to the eye. But a camera ready copy is the final step, is where you produce something that the customer can see. In your case, when you're done with the Who Am I project, you're going to print it out. Okay, so that is, but the layout is a little sketch that we do just to get a good idea what it might look like. And getting down to the last couple of things about communication technology. We have audio and video, and we still keep it around. And I play this just because every once in a while we just need reassurance of what they are. Audio, you guys should know, is sound, and video is referred to pictures. Okay, one thing I want to talk about your pictures and video is not moving video. It is actually just pictures lined up in a sequence, and when you flip through them fast, it looks like video, or looks like somebody's moving. So your DVD players and so on, all they're doing is playing photos. That's it. There's nothing different about them. It's nothing fancy. All it is a photo after a photo. Typically 30 photos in a row make up a second. So if you were to take 30 snapshots of something moving, put them in and let them flip through for 1 second, you have video. Okay, so that's kind of, you guys should know the difference between audio and video by now. And we record them with different systems. The cool thing is, guys, is we've been changing audio and video from sound and images to signals for some time now. Okay, they go into, if you think about your radio, we have a radio playing, and the radio is actually a sound wave just going through the air, catching on your antenna and coming back into your car. That's called, basically those are analog signals. We have digital signals made up of zeros and ones going through fibers, through lasers, but we have to have some way to catch them and receive them, or send them and receive them, and that's kind of what we're at. I'm going to go ahead and stop there. We'll be done for the day, and hope to see you in class.